to meet you. I'm Dr. Michigo Kim. Hello, I'm Kim Ki-won from Richgo. Today, I want to tackle a somewhat interesting topic. I've included some content that could serve as a guideline for those nurturing their dreams of wealth. We'll be discussing how much money wealthy people in Korea actually have and how they grow their assets.
Sounds interesting, right? Yes, absolutely. This report has been published annually for about 14 years now. If you take a look at the content, its purpose is to provide guidelines for those nurturing their dreams of wealth by focusing on the asset management know-how of wealthy individuals in Korea. So the reason for creating this report is to analyze the asset management strategies of the wealthy in depth and offer guidelines to those aspiring to be wealthy. That's the main goal to begin with.
The concept of wealth is conflicting. How wealthy are you? Are you wealthy? How about you, CEO? Being wealthy means having a home and no debt. With 1 billion won in assets, you're wealthy, right? How much should one have? Today, having 3 to 5 billion won, including real estate, is wealthy. Isn't that wealthy?
Well, if you have cash assets of around 1 billion won or more, you could still be considered somewhat wealthy, right? How much total assets do you think one should have, including real estate, in today's world, to be considered wealthy? I think you should have at least 3 billion to 5 billion won or more. Wouldn't that qualify as being wealthy?
Oi.
Yeah, you seem to have a lower threshold than I do. I think you need at least 10 billion won to be considered wealthy, right? If you have 10 billion won, then you are truly wealthy. So, are we looking at net assets here? If I own a building worth 10 billion won with a 300 million won loan, my net assets would be 5 billion won, right? Yes, that's one aspect. This report doesn't consider corporate stocks as personal assets. Many people do that, right? Real estate and public company values are set, but private company stock values differ. Considering that, there are many truly wealthy individuals, right? A wealthy person in Korea. Considering that, there are many wealthy individuals, right? Here, it states that a wealthy person in Korea is defined as someone with financial assets over 1 billion won. So, being wealthy in Korea means having cash assets of at least 1 billion won. Now, how many such individuals are there in 2024? It's 461,000 people. The number of wealthy individuals in Korea has increased yearly, but the growth rate varies. In 2020, with low interest rates, many became wealthy. In 2024, the growth rate dropped to 1%. In 2024, wealthy people are 461,000. If you look at the trend of wealthy people in Korea from 2020 to 2024, you can see that numbers have been consistently increasing. However, the growth rate varies. In 2020, with low interest rates, many became wealthy. Growth was 10%. From 2021-2022, it was 8% and 7.5% from 2022-2023. In 2024, it suddenly dropped to 1%. So, while wealthy people with 1 billion won in cash are increasing, the growth rate has significantly decreased. In Seoul, areas like Seocho, Gangnam, and Songpa, part of the Gangnam 3, account for 45.5% of the wealthy in Korea.
It's decreased a lot, hasn't it?
This means the number of wealthy individuals may drop next year, showing a significant decline. Where are the most wealthy in Korea? In Seoul, Seocho, Gangnam, and Songpa, the Gangnam 3 hold 45.5% of Korea's wealthy. 45.5% of those with over 1 billion won live there. Seoul has about 200,000. Gyeonggi has 100,000. Incheon 10,000. Others are elsewhere. Where are many wealthy in the provinces? Recently, Yongsan-gu had the highest income level, though data shows Seocho and Gangnam, Yongsan-gu is highlighted. So, in the Gangnam, Seocho, and Songpa areas, which make up the Gangnam 3, 45.5% of wealthy individuals in Korea, those with over 1 billion won in cash, live here. In Seoul alone, there are about 200,000 such individuals. Then, in Gyeonggi province, there are around 100,000, and in Incheon, there are about 10,000.
Now the rest are in the provinces. Where do you think there are many wealthy individuals with over 1 billion won in cash in the provinces? I saw in the news recently that Yongsan-gu was highlighted as having the highest comprehensive income level in Seoul, while the data shows Seocho and Gangnam, Yongsan-gu has also come up. So, what does this mean?
Talking about those with over 1 billion won, you mentioned Michigo, comprehensive income tax for high earners. It's not Gangnam, Seocho, or Songpa. Where is it? Yongsan. Who's living in Yongsan? Surprisingly, unexpected areas. In South Korea, the 5th highest comprehensive income area is actually Yongsan. Thus, Yongsan is now ranked first in comprehensive income, surpassing Gangnam. Also surprising is Daegu's Suseong-gu, a top apartment price area. That's why it ranks 5th in comprehensive income in South Korea. Beomeo-dong in Suseong-gu? Yes, Yongsan is the highest, followed by Gangnam, then Seocho, and then Gyeonggi's Gwacheon. There are some surprisingly high-income areas in South Korea. 5th highest comprehensive income area is actually Yongsan-gu. which is quite unexpected. So as you mentioned, Richgo, the top spot for comprehensive income isn't Gangnam. It's Yongsan-gu. Following that, there's also Daegu's Suseong-gu, which is known for having some of the highest apartment prices in the provinces. There's a reason for that. It's ranked 5th in comprehensive income in South Korea. Is it Byeomyeodong in Suseong-gu? Oh, I guess that's the area, right? So, Yongsan is ranked 1st, followed by Gangnam, then Seocho, and then Gwacheon.
We haven't together before, have we?
Next is Jongno-gu, followed by Suseong-gu. Places like Gwacheon have high housing prices, right? In Daegu, the comprehensive income is very high, giving us a clear understanding. Daegu Suseong-gu was surprising to me. I understand Seoul areas, but Daegu was unexpected. We looked at high-income areas and wealthy individuals. Busan has many, almost 30,000. There's no data for Ulsan. Why was Ulsan excluded? Many high-income workers there. Ulsan has 20,000, Daegu 10,000. Among the provinces, Gyeongnam also has about 11,000 individuals. We examined areas with high comprehensive income and noted Busan's significant number of wealthy individuals, nearly 30,000, with over 1 billion won in cash. Surprisingly, Ulsan, with many high-income workers, was excluded from the data. Ulsan has about 20,000 wealthy individuals, and Daegu has around 10,000. Gyeongnam also has a notable number, about 11,000. This indicates wealth in Busan and Daegu. Now, let's explore trends in financial and real estate assets for those holding over 1 billion won. Real estate assets peaked in 2022, decreased in 2023, and slightly increased in 2024. But why was Ulsan left out? I was thinking of Ulsan, and then it was just excluded. So, Ulsan has about 20,000 individuals. Then, Daegu also has around 10,000 individuals. Yes, that's quite a lot. And among the provinces, Gyeongnam has a significant number too, with about 11,000 individuals. You can see the difference. It seems that in the provinces, there are some wealthy people in places like Busan and Daegu. Let's examine the trends in financial assets and real estate assets. Examine the financial assets and real estate assets of wealthy people who have over 1 billion won in cash. Firstly, examining the trend in real estate assets. It peaked in 2022, then decreased in 2023, and slightly increased again in 2024. The financial assets are somewhat stagnant. The growth rate decreased in 2023, and in 2024, it has slightly risen. This is the situation. Looking at this, the wealthy people are categorized into different groups: asset holders, high net worth individuals, ultra high net worth individuals, and so on. It's a bit stagnant. The growth rate decreased in 2023, and in 2024 it has slightly increased. That's the current situation. Now if you look at this, they have categorized wealthy individuals into different groups: asset holders, high net worth individuals, and ultra high net worth individuals.
True wealthy individuals. Like really wealthy individuals. That's how it goes.
Asset holders have under 10 billion won. 10 billion won in financial assets is significant, but not high net worth. High net worth individuals have 10 to 30 billion won in cash. Ultra high net worth individuals have over 30 billion. Asset holders with 10 billion saw a decrease in financial scale and proportion. High net worth individuals decreased from 20.3% to 17.4%, while ultra high net worth individuals increased from 41.1% to 44.4%.
Who are the asset holders? They are individuals with over 30 billion won in cash. For those with 10 billion won in cash, their financial asset scale and proportion have slightly decreased. High net worth individuals with 10 to 30 billion won saw a decrease from 20.3% to 17.4%. However, ultra high net worth individuals increased from 41.1% to 44.4%, a 3.7% rise.
Those asset holders with only 10 billion won in cash have seen a decrease in their financial asset scale, slightly decreased. Their proportion has also slightly reduced. Then, for high net worth individuals with between 10 billion and 30 billion won, we can see that it decreased from 20.3% to 17.4%. However, for ultra high net worth individuals, it increased from 41.1% to 44.4%. Wow, that's quite an increase, about 3.7%. Others have decreased. This segment has increased. Wealthy individuals are accumulating more cash liquidity, increasing their financial asset proportion. They've raised their financial asset ratio. Real estate assets don't reflect reality. The data shows an upward trend, but the real estate market isn't good, including commercial real estate. We need to study this for the wealthy. It's the same. Real estate prices don't reflect the immediate situation. That aspect hasn't been properly accounted for. In ownership, there are more personal holdings, though many corporate ones too. Wealthy individuals are using both personal and corporate ownership. Real estate data shows growth, but the market struggles, including commercial. Wealthy individuals use both personal and corporate ownership for assets. In 2024, real estate is 55.4% and financial assets 38.9%, showing balance. You need to study both commercial real estate and residential real estate. It's all about the wealth of the rich, and it's the same across the board. However, with real estate stocks, the price is fixed at this moment, but real estate itself doesn't work that way. I feel like those aspects haven't been properly reflected. Also, If you look at ownership, there are more personal holdings. Of course, there are many corporate holdings as well, but it seems that the wealthier individuals are effectively utilizing both personal and corporate ownership for asset management and real estate. So, if we look at the overall proportion of real estate assets to financial assets as of 2024, real estate accounts for about 55.4%, while financial assets make up about 38.9%. This shows a pretty good balance. Yes, real estate still holds a significant portion, but if you notice, since the peak in 2021, it has been continuously decreasing. That's right. In 2021, when real estate peaked, it was at 59%, but now it's at 55.4%. So, the proportion of real estate assets has decreased, while the proportion of financial assets has been increasing since 2021. So now we come to the most curious topic. What are the recent interests in asset management? It turns out that domestic real estate investment is number one at 40%. Following that, investments in physical gold or jewelry are at 34%, and domestic financial investments are at 30%, right? Then, if you look at the domestic and international conditions, you might wonder why this adds up to 100%. What this means is that it's a ranking of 1, 2, and 3 combined. So, I got a bit confused. The ranking of 1, 2, and 3 is about the trends in domestic and international economic information, tax consulting, and asset portfolio adjustment. So, it seems that wealthy individuals are currently quite interested in real estate and gold, as well as other financial investments. You've mentioned the CEO's focus on the dollar and gold. I have little interest in domestic real estate, but it's time to pay attention due to upcoming 2025 adjustments presenting investment opportunities. Asset management faces challenges, lower than expected returns, even for the wealthy, lack of information on domestic financial and real estate investments, and taxation. Wealthy individuals share similar concerns. Wealthy individuals see short-term high return opportunities in stocks. However, the stock proportion dropped from 47.8% in 2023, indicating reduced expectations. The key is how the outlook has changed from last year. There are some challenges in asset management. The top 7 issues include: first, lower than expected returns. Even wealthy individuals are not seeing the returns they anticipated. Second, there's a lack of information and knowledge about domestic financial investments. Third is taxation. And fourth is a lack of information and knowledge about real estate investments. So, when you look at wealthy individuals, their concerns are quite similar. They have a lot of assets, but their worries are pretty much the same. Also, I think it would be good to pay attention to this. Wealthy individuals believe there are promising investment opportunities that are expected to yield high returns in the short term. Where are these opportunities? So, where are we looking? In stocks, the proportion was originally 47.8% in 2023, but it has decreased significantly. This means that expectations for high returns from stocks have dropped a lot. The economy is tough right now, and stock prices have fallen, so it seems like there are no expectations left. Now, what's more important than whether the current proportion is high or low is how the outlook has changed compared to last year. That's what we should focus on. How about gold? Its proportion has increased a bit. So regarding gold, I would suggest a monthly savings plan. I think I might buy more gold around next summer or fall, so gold. And then if we look at residential housing, what do you think? It's expected to yield high returns. What's the proportion like? Yes, it's quite significant. It's decreased a lot. It's really gone down significantly. And what about commercial buildings? They've decreased too. How about land prices? They've gone down as well. So, looking at this, while high returns are still expected, the proportion of those expecting high returns in 2024 has decreased compared to 2023. This makes me think that the outlook on real estate isn't very positive. Now, moving on to medium to long-term promising investment opportunities. But if you look here, most of them have decreased compared to last year. Just looking at this, you can really see that expectations have dropped significantly over the year. It seems like now is not the right time to invest in stocks. So, if we look at the most significant areas, stocks have also fallen. They are seeing that medium to long-term returns don't look promising. What about better housing? That's also dropped. Residential housing has decreased as well. Investment in commercial buildings has also dropped. The other options like funds and bonds are pretty much the same, and gold is also somewhat similar. So the proportion of expectations for high returns from stocks and real estate is decreasing. It seems like investors are being a bit cautious. Now, looking at various implications from the perspective of these wealthy individuals living in Korea, what are their views for the future in 2025?
I'm curious about how they plan their portfolio and what they do with their financial assets. How do they make their plans?
Now, if you look at this, our rich lady is in her mid-50s.
Is it funny because I do it unconditionally? Yes.
It's funny to think about a wealthy woman in her 50s, right, isn't it? Yes, isn't that what you want to be like? Aren't you a bit envious? You want to be like that in about 20 years, right? So this year she plans to realize her profits and then move towards safer assets next year in 2025. She's looking to reduce her stock investments. It seems she has a rather negative outlook on the stock market. Now, what did the man in his late 40s say? He mentioned that the market is slower than expected and that uncertainty is increasing for next year. These risk factors will materialize if the stock market drops a bit afterward. Isn't that a good chance to buy more stocks? Korean stocks are affordable. However, uncertainty regarding the economy is high, so they might drop further. So when those risk factors materialize and prices drop more, that might be a good opportunity. Now, what did the man in his late 40s say? He mentioned that to prepare for a crash, it might be better to keep cash assets like savings accounts than real estate. He believes it's not time for real estate. So what do you think? This aligns with my direction. You didn't survey wealthy individuals, you interviewed them. This man in his late 40s, the content is similar to what you usually talk about. To prepare for a potential crash, it might be better to keep cash assets like savings accounts rather than real estate. It seems like now isn't the right timing for real estate either. So, what do you think? This aligns with the direction I've been discussing. Right? Yes, it does. I found out that you didn't just survey wealthy individuals, you actually interviewed them. This is about a man in his late 40s, right?
Since I'm not in my 40s, I think the content is quite similar to what you've usually talked about, really. Yes. So, earlier, we looked at everything compared to 2023. Expectations have dropped significantly, and right now, we are in a very risky situation, which is clearly reflected in the wealthy report. Yes, today was an interesting topic. We looked at how wealthy individuals in Korea accumulate assets and plan their portfolios, but it seems that becoming wealthy overnight isn't easy. However, if you keep studying and apply what you learn from our Richgo videos, investing might become possible for you someday. If you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do, right? Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications. Thank you. If you invest, won't it be possible someday? So, if you liked today's video, you know what to do, right? Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications. Thank you.